Kingdom. I mean, what can I actually say about this manga? Like, this manga is so good, and I have so many things to say about this manga. And I'll be real, today we're gonna be reviewing the training arc and the assassination plot. And these two arcs, mostly the assassination plot, is amazing. And I have so many things to say about it. So, if you guys ready, let's go. So with the assassination arc, it starts with the assassins actually going to the palace, and they're basically trying to kill Elsa. And these guys, they look like, I mean, they don't look like proper hard men, but like there's this one character I've noticed, and he's like a little girl, and obviously we've seen her before. Her name is Kyokai, I think that's her full name. And boom, we already start with a proper fight with Kai versus Shin. I mean, and this fight was amazing. Like, what can you actually say about this fight? This fight had all the choreography, the movement. I mean, that's literally. But it was absolutely amazing. And then the sword fighting, and Kai is just like on another level to Shin. Like, I thought from last one, Shin was like that guy, and I'd be real. Why is that guy? I mean, actually, towards the end, we find out it's a girl. But anyway, the way Kai just stood on top of Shin's sword was just badass. Like, I don't even know what to say, bro. Like, Kai is like, I feel like she's so much more experienced, like, than Shin. Anyway, this fight had everything, and this is such an amazing start to the arc. Anyway, so that fight basically, Kai actually just cooks Shin. Yeah, and they were both very tired as well. Because Shin was still holding his ground. It wasn't like he was getting beaten to the pulp, but he was still holding it. But he was clearly just outmatched. But then, for some reason, them two, they team up. They team up against the rest of the guys, and they all cook. But the problem is, for them to cook here, Shin had to hold them off for like, I don't know, 10 minutes, something like that. Because one of the weaknesses of Kai was that he has a shortness of breath, so his stamina is like very, very bad. So while Shin was just holding everyone off, Kai was just there, just sitting and like kind of like meditating, but like he was just trying to catch his breath so then he can just cook everyone. But when he was able to bring his stamina back to normal, he absolutely cooked them. And then he did this like little ritual dance, and he's like flying through and spin and shit. And it was absolutely amazing. And he just kills every single one of them. So that was that part. And it was later revealed that Kai was a girl, and he was talking to that little other girl. I forgot what her name was, but she was clearly like trying to, I think she was more like inspired to be like Kai. And they were having a little conversation. Kai talks about her family and how she obviously girl. And then we go through like a flashback. And this flashback is, I wouldn't say as good as the Sei's one, but this flashback was amazing. Which basically is a bunch of people, and they all have to basically try kill each other, and one last person becomes like king of the clan or something. It's all basically held by like elderly. The elders were literally like arranging this event or whatever. So basically, Kai has a sister, from what I can remember, and they basically, the sister, like, I think didn't want Kai to come or something like that. But anyway, she made Kai wake up so late, and then when Kai ran, he running, and then you see basically she couldn't find anyone. And then you can clearly tell that her sister's dead, and she's just the only one there. And then she basically got booted off because obviously, if you're late to that event, I'm gonna call it event. If you're late to that event, you're basically like disqualified. And some other guy just took the title of being king or queen or whatever it is. This flashback was it had everything. Like, apart from action, we didn't really see any fight, which was kind of disappointing because from the guy who actually won the whole thing, I kind of want to see him like fight and see like what he's about. Because Kai, we see Kai's motivation, where his whole goal is basically getting revenge for his sister and trying to kill the guy who won the whole thing. And that's the little goal we have with him. So it was it introduced another character with a motivation like Shin. Shin was like, he wants to be the best general. Kai wants to be the best. No, not best actually. He wants to get revenge basically. And the little girl, we later see that she wants to be a strategist. So like this whole interaction kind of like pushes that whole plot line to the next arc, which we see basically him taking action and becoming someone he wants to be. So, and in the last part of the assassination plot was basically they have the whole palace basically has a meeting, and they introduced this thing called the 6 great generals, which is, if you've seen the little silhouettes, actually no, we seen their faces actually, and they look badass. And for some reason, this guy, he comes in and he says he was the actual one to plot the assassin. And basically, you know what was so great about this scene? You just know Sei and everyone else, they can't do shit about it. They actually cannot do anything about it. Like, it's like someone admits to murder and you can't do anything, because if you try to fight back or punish it, you are gonna die. So they just had to sit there and just take it all in. And then that guy, they were all arguing with each other like who should be general? Is it general? I'm not even, no, it's not even general. But anyway, they were doing a little argument, and then some old guy comes in. I'm assuming he used to be a general as well, which was pretty cool. But it was revealed that Uki, the little big lips guy, he was a part of the 6th general as well, which was, I don't know why I was surprised. Like, you just look at the build of that guy looks proper strong. So it was pretty cool. But that whole part, it was, the one thing is crazy that he just couldn't do anything. Like, that's I don't know, it was pretty crazy. And then at the end you just see Sei, he just walks out of the by himself, and you could just visibly see how pissed he was. And I think Shin was there with him. And yeah, so that arc, although I haven't really talked much about it, like it's only been what, like 8 minutes, it was a good arc. Is it better than the other arcs? I would probably say no. I would say it's like a high 8. It was a really good, and it was pretty short arc, which I kind of like. I don't like when you go too far into. Anyway, so we got the next arc. It's a training arc. The training arc is even shorter, like 6 chapters, and you basically just see Shin. He trains with Uki, out of all people. Yeah, which is that's good, bro. That's like training with like Messi, bro. But yeah, so but Uki didn't want to train with him for some reason, and you see them two talk about it just before Shin tells him he wants to train, and they talk about this, how the 6th great general was a thing, and like who was in it, how powerful they was. I have a few questions about, like, how did they get disbanded? Where are they right now? I kind of forgot like how long ago this was. I thought this was like 100, 200 years. But Uki is still alive, and he's like one of the last active members still from the 6th great general. And we've seen that old guy. So I would have said like around 70 years ago. And I'm wondering, how are we gonna introduce that thing back? How are we gonna introduce the 6 great generals? And will it even work? Because that's kind of like, my issue is like more of a power thing. Like, you can't give that much power to all six of them. But then they did do that in the past. So I think that the king must have been so powerful, he was able to control all these 6 people. And then when he wasn't able to do, or if he died and someone else came, that person was clearly not able to do it. And then they disbanded. I think that's how it goes. Because I don't think any of them actually died. I think that's how good they were. They were so powerful, none of them actually died. But they just, maybe like of old age, they retired or something like that. Like that old guy we see Palace. But yeah, so there's a few questions I have with the 6th general, and I think we'll get the answer on. So we see Shin training with Uki, but in 10, that's the girl I was talking about with Kai. He was the one talking with Kai. His name is Muki 10. He wants to be a strategist. and we see him actually like not even sneak in. Like his brother basically puts him into some random place where it's enemy territories technically, but the building itself is not actually enemy territories. I don't know. They explained it weirdly, and you see basically him training with them. And I can't wait the day he becomes like a proper strategist, and then Shin's just like shocked. He can't. I feel like the manga's given him like a Kobe treat from One Piece. Like Kobe is weak as hell. I thought he would not ever. He would never like. I thought he would never like amount to anything. Not amount to anything, but like give any impact to the show. But then you see later on throughout the time skip, he joins. I mean, he's already in them, but like. He trains with them, he gets stronger, and then just the last episode of the recent One Piece episode, he does a little proper punch and against the Blackbeard pirates, whatever. But I can't lie, 10 is getting that Kobe tree, and I can't wait for that day when he grows up and he becomes a proper guy. No, yeah, just someone to be scared of, I guess. But anyway, I want to see him get stronger, so that's one thing nice. Anyway, so let's talk about the actual training with Uki. I mean, it's not even a training. This is more like the pre-exam to like get into a uni, basically. So basically, I'm saying basically, Uki throws Shin out of a cliff. I mean, you think he's gonna die, but obviously there's ocean on the bottom or river. So he falls there, and basically he needs to control these amount of women. I mean, a lot of them. He's meant to control a lot of women. Pause. Whoa. Basically, Shin gets thrown off a cliff, and Uki tells him he needs to control all these people to protect against these enemies. So basically, he needs to control like a little army of himself, and that's his goal. The women are getting killed left, right, and center, and then you see Shin just stops the guy, punches. I think he headbutts him in the face, and he just grabs his arm and basically commands everyone to just move into spaces and things like that, which is very general-esque. We're seeing the general-esque of Shin. Like he's gonna become a better general throughout time, which the whole story is based on. It's just, yeah. So we see that, and I can't like. And then after that, yeah, that's it. And then we're just leading into the next one. I've just read it. It's getting interesting. Let's say. But anyway. This training arc is a bit short. This video is a bit short, but if I had to rate both arcs, I would say Assassination plot is like an 8, and the training arc is like it's a 7. It's like 5 chapters. Anyway, Kingdom's amazing. I'm really interested. Comment anything about Kingdom, I guess, and then like questions about it. But damn, yo, I'm just wondering, when should I start the anime? Like, should I start it like now? Is it season 2 by now? Yeah, I don't know. But yeah. So anyway, I'll come back when I finish another arc. And yeah, so subscribe, like, comment, whatever. Peace.